Yes.
This is my view.
All right.
Carlos would never go there because Max is there. If Max decides to leave Mercedes, then yes, the probability is there. But Alonso broke the chain by signing for multiple year deal with Aston Martin. Multi-year deal. So assuming even after the contract is ended, he will still be an ambassador. That's what Lewis wanted in Mercedes. And Mercedes denied that ambassadorship, which Ferrari is offering to him.
Yeah.
That is a huge marketing value there, You have to understand that after he retires, Lewis retires, he will be the ambassador of Ferrari.
And Mercedes is not willing to commit that much of money to Lewis Hamilton after he retires. So,
And you have to also know that Fred is quite close with Hamilton. So they already had talks of joining him in Vegas last year.
Fred was his team principal before coming to Formula 1. So
exactly. So this is how it develops, our interest. If those of you asking why we like Formula 1, it's just a car going around and around, and then you spend so much on these items, but you don't know the sentimental value behind it.
Sounds right. Hey guys, welcome to Battle Show.
I'm Kumar, and today we have some special friend of ours that has been collecting Diecast Formula 1, and they are also part of the reason they poisoned me of buying more and more Diecast.
Poison?
Yes. So here we have Haziq. Can you share a bit of yourself?
My name is Haziq Imran. I'm from KL. I'm 29 years old. I started collecting diecast since 2016. Today I'm happy and honored to be invited to share a little bit of my collections.
It's awesome. And how about you, bro?
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm 25 years old this year. So I started collecting F1 diecast and racing models since 2020 during the MCO, I guess. And yeah, Haziq's the one who bring me in this hobby.
Right.
And I somehow saw it from Carousel. I was scrolling, Then I saw this beautiful piece of George Russell.
That Spark colors is awesome, man. I tell you. And then I knew that you started, I think we three of us met at the McDonald's.
Yeah, the first time.
McDonald's Center Point.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then you were buying George and I was getting my Senna.
Yes, Senna, the Tolman Senna.
Right. So how did you get involved in all this, man? I mean,
in Formula 1, I started watching Formula 1 since 2003. But my first experience with the race itself, not really race lah. We went for a free practice because my dad got a free ticket.
Right.
So we went for a free practice. Free practice or qualifying, I can't remember because I was too small. I think it was in year 2000 or 2001. And you remember those days, the sound and everything. So it attracted me into the sport. And I think since 2003 at that time, because that was the time where my father could afford to get Astro. So now we have access to a lot of spoilers. And then I found out there's the channel for Formula 1. And I started watching from there on. So yeah, those were the golden eras of Formula 1. I did stop a few seasons when I was in boarding school. Around 2008 to 2012, whenever school holiday, I would watch. But then I started watching again, especially after during the hybrid era. And in 2016, we moved into a new house. And for the first time in my life, I got my own room. So I wanted to decorate my room, and I decided I need an F1 scale model. So I didn't know anything about diecast at that time. And I did some research, and holy cow, it was very, very expensive. At that time, I was still studying. It's not a cheap hobby at all.
He's got committed.
Especially in this year, I think, because of the foreign exchange.
Yes.
And that is imported goods.
Yes, there's tax as well.
It's audit.
Yeah.
How do I afford it? Thanks to Mr. Faisal. Faisal tolak tarik diecast. Basically, it's helps a lot, right?
It helps a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So I know that you bought some special cars, and I have an eye on one of those cars for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share with me what car is that?
It is the Sauber C20, Sauber Petronas C20 of Kimi Räikkönen from the season 2001.
Why is it so special?
Why is it so special? Okay, first of all, number one,
Yeah, man.
number one, Sauber Petronas has always been one of the top when it comes to livery. I mean, the blue and the teal green of the Petronas and the combination with the Red Bull logo and a little bit of white and yellow and everything made it an iconic car on itself. But the fact that it was Kimi Raikkonen inside the car and he was his first season in Formula One made it more historical, made it more meaningful. And in fact, I was scouting for this car for quite some time when I started collecting, and at that time, the cheapest I can get was around 800 over ringgit.
God.
And at that time, this is in no idea.
No idea.
Because the thing is about diecast, right? Whenever there's a new driver, they don't produce that much because they know it's going to be a bit unpopular. So back in 2001, it was during Schumacher's era. At that time, the more famous drivers are probably Montoya, maybe the Mika Häkkinen, because Häkkinen was still around at that time.
Yes, V10.
Yes, V10 engine, Ferrari engine as well.
They rebashed as Sauber.
Yeah, but rebadged as a Sauber. Actually, they rebadged as a Sauber Petronas engine.
Yeah, correct.
So, because of that, we do not know how many were produced, but it was less popular back then, and probably it was sold on discounted price. Yeah, because no one would have thought that Kimi will become such a monstrous driver. Actually, I think he became
Fearless and straightforward. I mean, I tell you, he had some strong performances in 2001. Helped Sauber to finish fourth in the Constructors' Championship,
really high
Jordans and BS with the factory backup. So that shows how good he was in going flat out all the races. You have to take note, those days there was no lift and coast. It's
Exactly.
all the way flat out. You have your pit stop strategy and just go bang until the checker flag.
flat out and engine braking.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Big old days.
yeah.
Take notes. This is the only time and the period of, I would say 96 to 97 until 2005. 2004. Sauber and Petronas were together. Right?
Till 2005.
2004.
2000.
2005, Credit Suisse took over the main sponsorship.
Yes. You are right.
It's very, that's why I love the Sauber Petronas of those era. You have Petronas and Red Bull together.
Yeah. Back in the days when Petronas first joined Formula One, the logo was just really, really tiny. Yeah,
I remember Heinz-Harald Frentzen.
true. But also important to take note that prior to joining Formula One, Kimi only had 1.5 season of experience in a single-seater car, and that also in a Formula Renault. It's not even a Formula 2 equivalent at that time. So the inexperience actually was questioned by FIA at that time. Max Mosley was FIA president. But he proved everybody that he was such a quick driver, and it ended up him being in McLaren in 2002. 2002, replacing Mika Häkkinen. So that's the story behind this car and why I was looking for it. And at that, when I bought it, it was sold to a client of mine actually. He found it on a garage sale at if I'm not mistaken, Publica, and he bought it for only $200. The box was all yellowish, but the car was painful, bro, at that time. And he sold it to me for $300. And this car, if it's in a perfect condition today, it's worth around 2,100 ringgit.
But it is
My
perfect
condition is about 1,500.
Oh,
Because the box is a bit yellowish and everything.
doesn't matter the box, bro. The car looks good.
Looks good. That's
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the story behind this.
You have to also understand that those days there was no simulator.
Sure.
So drivers are unprepared. Unlike these days, like Oliver Behrman, he already had simulator experience. He already had some warm-up laps in the old Ferrari 2022 car, which is similar to the current concept. So he knows how the car handles, the dials, engine management, battery management. But these guys, straight on, right?
Yep.
That's why they are more impressive.
Yep, and the car was more difficult to handle because it was wiggling all the way.
It's monster. True. Right. So we're moving on to Mr. Michael.
Yeah. Hi.
How did we get you into this?
Okay. So I need to start at 2020. So I was watching Astro and watching Sake GP.
Sake GP.
As I watched the whole thing, it's like, wow, there's one guy who like crashed and get first place. Who is that? You know, Perez.
Perez, yeah.
Perez, that Sake GP. So I found it interesting. I started watching F1 since I'm young, but I'm not really into it because I don't really understand about the side pods, the rear wings, how they works, about how the pit stop works, until I really started watching since it's MCO, right? So yeah, I found the race is very like dramatic. So I'm looking at George Russell's first race as well. So this George Russell's in a Mercedes car, first time.
His first race.
So what makes it so nice and memorable moments? I saw like I bought this car. Why should I bought this car? Because that's a memory for me. So I started like collecting and I saw it somehow at Carousel. And Mr.
Haziq again, guys.
Big influencer, this guy. Yeah, he's a big influencer.
For everyone's information, how I managed to collect diecast is by selling diecast. I actually had a small business while I was studying. Koma was one of my favorite clients. Yeah, so I buy and that's how I earn my money to buy some of the diecast. Because I was a student, I don't have money. Yeah, so that's how I started, and that's how my collection started.
If not mistaken, HIS diecast, right?
Yes, he's my initials.
Right, Michael.
No longer. I stopped.
I'm the only customer, bro.
It's too expensive already. Hard to manage.
So now it's quite hard.
Quite hard.
Because about the currencies exchange and all.
So what makes you love Formula One for now? I mean, I know that you just came into the hybrid era, not those days. But still, I mean, what does it attract most? Looking at this awesome cars from 90s, 80s to the current generation.
Okay, for now, I realize that F1, they have a lot of strategic and all, like, as you said, simulator and stuff, right? Back then, they don't have this kind of stuff.
Yep.
Now it's like all in advance. So anything can happen, I can say that. Like, we talk back about this race, Perez get the last place, and, somehow George Russell's, they even changed the wrong tires, right?
Yeah.
So what makes me like this hobby is like, I collect all those memorable moments car.
The story behind
the history. Like, his first race, first car in Mercedes, and all.
He could have easily won, man.
He could have won, but I don't know, is there any dramatic things happen behind?
You all know what happened. You all know what happened.
He wasn't there, so
Talking.
you're not allowed to be in there.
See, into 2020, have you rewind into other era?
I do rewind. Like about Michael Schumacher's era in the Mercedes as well. So as I see, there's a lot of, like, this is the Petronas car as well. Yeah, this Holy Grail,
right?
That's right. Everything. Even about this is the way back then. I haven't started watching F1 as well. Yeah.
Speaking of George Russell, I mean, we know what happened during that race.
Yeah.
He was on pole, right? Or second?
Second.
Yeah. His strategy was good. Somehow they screw up the pit stop. What do you think about his current career path? I mean, he's kind of messed up, right? I mean, being in a non-competitive car, he had a chance of winning that one race, but he did win in Brazil 2022. But looking forward, I'm sure he's your favorite driver, right?
Yeah.
At the moment.
Yeah.
So what do you expect from him? Moving after Lewis announced that he's going to Ferrari
Okay.
for next year.
So for now, it's like actually Lewis and George should be the second driver. So looking forward to the next season. Maybe Lewis already go to Ferrari, right?
Yeah.
So I think George may take over his part and
The lead driver.
the lead driver of all. But we still don't know who's gonna take place at.
Who's your money on?
Actually, currently no idea yet. But I can reckon for the Red Bull one.
Red Bull.
The Red Bull, I guess it will be Carlos Sainz, his old team, I guess.
But this is my view.
All right.
Carlos would never go there because Max is there. If Max decides to leave Mercedes, then yes, the probability is there. But Alonso broke the chain by signing for multiple year deal with Aston Martin. Multi-year deal. So, assuming even after the contract is ended, he will still be an ambassador. That's what Lewis wanted in Mercedes. And Mercedes denied that ambassadorship, which Ferrari is offering to him.
Yeah.
That is a huge marketing value there, You have to understand that after he retires, Lewis retires, he will be the ambassador of Ferrari.
And Mercedes is not willing to commit that much of money to Lewis Hamilton after he retires. So, yeah.
And you have to also know that Fred is quite close with Hamilton. So they already had talks of joining him in Vegas last year.
Fred was his team principal before coming to Formula 1. So
exactly. So this is how it develops, our interest. If those of you asking why we like Formula 1, it's just a car going around and around, and then you spend so much on these items, but you don't know the sentimental value behind it. I mean, it has a lot of influence of our childhood memories, yes, and also the current feel of having the satisfaction of owning this car.
It also represents a different excitement from different eras.
Exactly. So yeah.
The exhaust, the diffusers, all the different developments from different eras.
Yeah. So that's where I want to ask Haziq, what's the difference between that Williams Formula 1 car and this the current generation of hybrid?
Oh, first of all, during this era, it was all about the engine and suspension.
Okay.
Because, for example, like during the 80s, right, it was really the battle of so many legendary drivers. You got Keke Rosberg, you got Lauda was still around there, and then you got Senna, and then you got Nelson Piquet, Mansell. So there were a lot of legendary drivers during that time, all capable of driving an aggressive Formula 1 car. So the difference about with this kind of car, number one is the size. It's a lot narrower. So if you look at videos back in the days, cars were basically drifting through corners. And at the same time, it's the engine. The CC on this engine is, if I'm not mistaken, this is a 3.5. Sorry, this is actually one. This is 1.6. This is 1.6.
Yeah, 1.6.
But they had a huge turbo.
Yeah.
No battery whatsoever.
It had over. Yes, bro.
Yes.
That is 1,500 horsepower car
1,400
during qualifying.
Yes.
And no driver seats.
For the FW11B, fortunately, it was the first year they actually introduced the active suspension, but they call it a different reactive suspension.
Reactive.
Yeah, which they later on banned. It was banned in 88. That's why McLaren won in 88.
Yeah, and all politics.
Yes. There were two factors why Williams lost in 88. Because Honda left Williams.
Yeah.
They had issues between the... Well, technically, Williams wanted to favoritize Mansell because he's British, but Honda wanted to prioritize Piquet. So because of that, they had a clash and they left. That's why Honda joined McLaren instead. Yeah. So yeah, in terms of the car, also another differences, I feel as if this is one of the best looking car, the best looking era when it comes to aerodynamic. Very simple. You look at the tires, these Goodyear tires, slick tires, just simple printing. You know, if you compare to these days kind of tire, you look at the rim, it's like the tong sampah, like that cover. I mean, no offense. I mean, we understand the purpose is for aerodynamic purpose to reduce the drag and everything. But come on, you have to love the old days. Look at the rim.
The old days.
But if you look at the current regulations, they are going back, reversing back.
Exactly.
So I don't see what this F1 is trying to do. You are just replicating the old techniques, regulation, bringing back forward to the current generation by resizing the engine and also the battery. That's all. If you look at it, it's just the same.
Yep. So, of course, when it comes to comparison, in terms of the technology advancement, of course, it's nowhere near close. I mean, we're talking about 40 years of differences, right? In the amount of wiring, electronic stuff inside this car, oh my God, you can basically power an entire house. The car can power an entire house.
Yeah, this is the thing about Ferrari. I think we are taking a wrong direction.
Yes.
In the championship, we want talented drivers. We don't want
Electronics is dominating the current eras of motorsport. Even MotoGP or Formula One, electronic is everything. Electronic controls you. Driver doesn't have the ability to run the car as they want.
Also,
It's electronic.
mind you, back in the days, they were still using gear lever. No pedal shifter yet. Nowadays, everything is just...
Even the brake bias, they have to adjust manually by themselves.
Yes.
The fuel...
The brake bias on the left side.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the cell of it, the driver's cell itself is all aluminium, right? Those days, or was it carbon fiber?
They already started carbon fiber.
This time,
Yeah, this time they already started. A lot of the main components like the wings, front wing, and everything is already they started using carbon fibers. Yeah,
and those days they had the difference between qualifying engine, practice engine, and race engine.
they have different spec for qualifying and race. Because it's normally for qualifying they want to make sure it's a lot lighter. They want to run lower fuel and everything, so they had a different setup. It's not nowadays. It's a lot easy to make changes to the setup. Back days they don't have that kind of configuration where they can just make changes like that. So they had to come out with a completely different spec for qualifying. Yes, yeah. These days everything is just computerized to change and everything. Yeah.
So no control on the amount of engines that you change those days, right?
Not sure whether there's a limit or not. But what we know is that they have different specs. So they could have put a completely different horsepower on qualifying engine, because if I'm not mistaken, for example, like FW11B, the qualifying spec has 200 more horsepower compared to the racing spec.
Right.
Because qualifying, you go all out. So they can push the engine, whereas racing pace, they need to reduce it a bit for reliability purposes.
Yeah. So looking at the current generation, Michael, you started collecting since 2020. So what Haziq told, the comparison between the current cars and the old cars, the advancement of the technology, does it excite you, or is something that we should allow drivers to have their control?
Actually, for this era, it doesn't really amaze me, because back then I watched some YouTube about the old days. They really they don't have this halo,
Yeah.
Everything is very dangerous. The excitement there is they really push the limits, all of the car's limits. While this era, I cannot say what, but it's much more
Conservative.
easier. It's like much more easier than the back days from my point of view. So on the classic eras, it's like they crash, somehow died, So for this era, I guess Max is really always dominating. It's like quite, I don't know what to say, but these years is very, can say Max is always winning.
From Formula One, it is always a captivating moment. You have during the 2000s, the 80s and 90s, in the 2020s, different driver who dominates the season.
Yeah.
It's never been one-to-one battle, except if they are in the same team. Eden Prost, Senna, Red Bull again, and then Lewis and Nico Rosberg, one era. Checo and Max, one era.
So it's all about who gets it right at that point of time.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. But is history repeats itself. You're just trying to fight with your teammate. But the season that I would want your opinion on was 2021. So Haziq, want to share something about that? What went wrong? I mean that
What went wrong? What went right?
What went wrong for Farm je lah ya.
I think let's start with the first race, or you want to start with the last race?
And there's a lot of things to talk about. That's why I want to start with Haziq.
The thing is about 2021 is the final years of the wide body era. The what do you call it? The high downforce cornering era, right? So there was not much of development. There was a minor tweak here and there, but the car more or less was similar from 2020. In fact, the RB16 is called RB16B, so it's actually the same chassis. They had a minor tweak to the car. So it was actually interesting because during 2020 itself, I think if it wasn't for some reliability issues, I think Red Bull can really fight Mercedes. But in the end, that Mercedes was developed from 2019. Yeah. So it was a beast. It was monstrous. It was fast. It was a rocket at that time. To see 2021 that Red Bull can really fight with the Mercedes, but not just because of the car, because we know for a fact, in terms of race pace, they could not challenge actually Mercedes pace, the amount of consistency and the tire management. But Max managed to compete at the highest level, equaling or probably even better than Lewis. And I think it was quite some times already that Lewis never had such a competition. Because slowly all the world champions all retire.
Yeah.
From his era. From Button. Alonso had a shitty car, so he was nowhere at the front. 2012. Yeah. So if you remember during that time, car was so competitive. So many world champions. Schumacher was still around. Kimi was still around. Alonso was there. Even Massa was also not a world champion, was also there. Button. So a lot of successful driver at that time. So it made it difficult for Hamilton to shine. Came the hybrid era, no one can fight. And Hamilton dominates until Max proved to be such an aggressive driver. How he overtake, no one drives like him at that time. Even until today, I don't think anyone drives like him.
Angle, it's not just the skill, but also the...
Yes, and also the driver. If it was other driver in that season were to drive that RB16B, I don't think they can win against the dominating Mercedes. Because one thing you must understand about the Mercedes during that era, it was not just about Hamilton. I respect him as a driver. I think he's one of the most consistent driver when it comes to race pace and also tire management. But it was the whole team that made the success of Mercedes. From where's the HQ base again? In Bradley, they had like a setup like the NASA control system. They have all the data to analyze what to decide on the race weekend. So you can just imagine the amount of teamwork that they had. That's create the success. So in 2021, for them to beat Mercedes at their reputation at that time was so huge. So, and also the entire season, we all know all the drama that went along. So I think because of those drama, it made 2021 one of the favorite for fans.
Yeah, I will touch on that data gathering that you mentioned to just sound. Mercedes already started developing the hybrid engine in 2009. Along with Michael, Ross Brawn. When Brawn took over Honda at that point of time, they already started doing the hybrid engine.
Yeah.
So, similarly to what Ferrari is doing now, trying to gather up as much competitive car as possible to give Hamilton the best car possible for next year. So, looking at his moves are actually very smart, When he moved from McLaren to Mercedes, he had the best decision. Knowing that Mercedes has the best engine, best reliability. And they were actually, at one point, they were not even 100% pushing the car. In Abu Dhabi 2015 or 16, there were times where the Mercedes cars was just running 70% of the full throttle.
Yep.
70% only. Imagine if they go 100%, the other field will be totally blasted, man.
Yep, that's true.
Right.
It's true. It is also a reason why I think in 2016 when they reduced the performance a little bit, it made Nico Rosberg somehow at par with Lewis Hamilton, and what an engine failure! With
70% power, you have engine failure.
That's why they can fight each other.
So now I will ask Michael. Okay, there are few races that they say that it was robbed from Hamilton. The championship was robbed from Hamilton. But I want to highlight to you Imola, Silverstone, Hungary, Monza, Azerbaijan. These 5 races is actually the talking point that could have changed the championship itself. So what is your opinion on that, on these 5 races, if you could remember?
I really can't remember, but from the races I've seen back in 2021.
Yeah, 2021.
Every time I saw like the races and all, Lewis is like is getting a really good pace, and Max was like always 1, 2, 2, 3, I guess. Remember?
Yeah.
So from that point, we can see that Red Bull is developing their cars and all. Drivers as Max Verstappen is the lead driver, is doing their good job. And I can say that why we go back to the last race, why a lot of dramatic moments happen because of the safety cars issue, right? The safety cars let 8 cars, right?
5 cars.
They only allow 5 cars.
Allow 5 cars to overtake, and Max is like, this is my time. This is my time to like win the whole thing. So why people's Lewis fans were like, oh my god, why Max can win this like all of a sudden? Like Lewis, they were like, Lewis gonna win this, but Abu Dhabi 2021. Yeah,
It's still a talking point, man.
still a talking point until
They're still crying about it. I don't know why.
Remember who started it off?
Toto Wolff. I would say Toto Wolff.
No. I mean that event itself. Remember who actually caused the incident?
It's Hamilton.
No, it's Latifi.
I would say Hamilton.
forget it.
Yeah. The first, the second about him. The second corner, he please send me an email. That was funny, man.
You know my game.
So, if you're looking at the conclusion, right, there was Azerbaijan where Hamilton made the mistake. All right, he went off. That's it. Max had a tire failure. He was 30 seconds ahead of Perez.
Yeah.
At that point of time when he was leading.
The infamous kicking scene.
Yeah. And he was also 33 points ahead of Hamilton at that point of time.
Yeah.
On the straights, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
After that, a week before Silverstone, Toto mentioned in Sky Sports interview, this is real, huh? Toto said to Sky Sport that we only need Max to DNF one time to be in the championship fight. And that's exactly what happened. If you guys don't believe me, go ahead and go YouTube and search for that interview in 2021.
Because they know they are consistent.
Yeah. So what happened in sprint race? Hamilton knew that he need to go ahead of Max to win the race. If he didn't go ahead of Max, that's it. Because the atabilers, the disturbers, he will wear off the tire. You cannot follow those days behind another car. So he had his chance. He did his typical moves to make sure that the driver or the opponent went off. And that was a 51G crash, which only gave him 10 seconds penalty, whereas a non-contact crash gave 20 seconds to Alonso. That's funny, man.
Yeah. Okay. So I think let's debate on track.
Yep.
In terms of F1, Michael, who's your favorite driver?
Currently, obviously, Max Verstappen.
Why?
Because from a driver's view, he can manage their tire management, everything. He can just talk to
GP.
Yeah, he can just talk to GP what he wants. He's the lead driver. He can just control the whole team. It's like why I admire him is like he really wants to win every of the race. So,
Remember Australia last year? He had a 24 seconds gap lead. Then he wanted to pit for the fastest lap.
And GP was trying to deny it.
Yeah. Said, don't, it's risky. You know, anything can happen in the pit stop, as you know. But he still go ahead and risk it to win the race.
He's a risk taker.
Yep.
yeah, risk taker.
And
Risk taker.
Or at least favorite driver.
Least favorite driver. Can I say? I'm not gonna say why because he's Max Verstappen's rival, but I will say Lewis. Yeah, because he's a lot of drama going on. From my point of view, it's like he always wants the best team, everything. You know, like as Kumas told me, we talked before.
yeah.
Yeah, so he's the one, but everyone is like okay to me. Yeah,
Haziq. Growing up, I would say it's Kimi Räikkönen. Tyres man. I think we all love him for the same reason, apart from being really, really fast, aggressive. But he was also as cool as an ice, you know.
He don't give a damn.
Yeah, he doesn't give a damn, you know. If you watch all the interviews, you know, if you remember, he eats ice cream in Sepang, you know.
And Monaco.
Went to the yard and, he took it from the freezer. And it was raining, mind you, but it was still hot. Growing up, my favorite driver is Kimi Räikkönen. But currently, my favorite driver is actually Fernando Alonso. And the reason why, right? I mean, Max is in his own league right now. And at the same time, it's a bit difficult to admire things that you don't get to see on TV, like his consistent pace and everything. You only get to admire once you look at the data, right? So it's still admirable. But with Fernando, if you look at the past couple of years, especially when he joined Aston, he has shown so many skills that basically humiliates the younger drivers. And he's the eldest, the oldest F1 driver right now, more than 40 years old.
By the time it finishes, Aston's contract will be what, 45?
45, 46, and he will be the oldest Formula 1 driver.
Yeah.
And if you remember some of his defensive performance, we start with 2021 when he defended against Hamilton in Hungary. And then his performance in Bahrain GP last year, where he got his first podium. And then another one was actually Brazil last year, where he defended against Sergio Perez. You know, they finished side by side. But how many laps did Checo start behind Fernando? And mind you, Checo is in one of the fastest, the most dominant Formula 1 car. And how is it that he cannot manage to overtake? So this shows that in the current lineup, number one, the best driver is Max Verstappen. But second, you have to put Fernando Alonso right up there.
With his strategy or how defensive this could be, the way he drives the car, tire management, he slows down the other drivers to ensure that the rival doesn't.
Engine management as well.
Engine management. Salute to him.
Yeah.
He has all the skills to
even during the Australian GP where he got penalized, it was actually a strategy to basically brake earlier so that he can get more grip going out of the corner. But the FIA didn't see it as a brake test towards George, and that's why they decided to penalize, which I disagree.
I agree with you with the fact that he did not brake actually. First point. He just slowed down. He just lifted, he slowed down to have a better and exit to the corner.
Yeah.
So if drivers are not allowed to, do tactical moves like this, which is allowed in IndyCar, they have these tactical moves all the time. When they're saving fuel and they're saving their brakes for better corner entry, better exit. So if you're gonna start penalizing drivers with this kind of moves, then what is Formula 1? What is racing?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Currently, well,
it's pretty two ways: overall and current season.
If it's current season, it will be Fernando Alonso's teammate, which is Lance Stroll. I think he is bringing the team down. Yes, in fact, I think they would have performed better than McLaren or even better Mercedes last year if it was maybe Alex Albon in the team, maybe. Yeah, but father's money, what to do? Father own.
Even if you put Tsunoda inside, I think he will outscore
Absolutely.
Stroll.
Absolutely. That's the story where he just recovered from an accident and he still managed and everything. Alonso is impressed, and Alonso made a statement that he thinks that last row can be world champion. We all know Alonso.
You know the reason. It's like there is no reason. That is money. He need to be there.
Yeah.
But I hope with Honda coming in, there will be some changes in the driver lineup. Lawrence Stroll need to ensure that he don't bring his team down, like what you said. I mean, you want more points.
Yeah.
Looking at the current point standing is like, you are giving a driver which is not the same caliber as Alonso. Aston Martin is a very big band, so you need a good driver in it. Stroll, maybe he can, step aside, give another driver a chance. So maybe for next year.
Yeah. Ready, guys? We'll come back with segment 2 and we'll talk more about favorite tracks, favorite cars, and favorite eras with these two guys. All right?
All right.
Hi guys, welcome to Pedal Show, segment 2. We are with Michael and Haziq today.
Yes. And just taking our coffee, which is so awesome here at Toss Cafe, Jaya Grocer. Do come by if you're around here. This is a good place to chill and eat and drink and discuss.
Yeah, it's very hard. All the bad and the good issues on F1, about the car, the drivers, the development. Okay, so fundamentally, most of the F1 races are L1 track. So, Michael, what's your favorite track?
I would say Monaco. Why? Because they have it is a street circuit, which is a very narrow, it's hardly for them to overtake. Just only after the lights out, the streets, and the hairpin on the last of the track. Yeah. So Monaco, they have a lot of, dramas, and it's very hard to overtake. So I would say that it's my favorite race to see lah. Yeah, that's one of it.
Current track or current track? Current track, I would probably say the Suzuka. So yeah, 130R and the Degner SS and everything. The bridge, such an iconic track, and then also the vibe, I would say the vibe. Oh, the kind of Sepang, definitely that song. Same, I think.
Hands down. Yes, mine. Sepang.
You look at all the history of races in Sepang. What the most successful, I think, is if I'm not mistaken, is Sebastian Vettel, the most successful driver. And mind you, during the hybrid era, from 2014 to 2017, the last race, Mercedes has only won once in 2014. 15 was Ferrari, 16 was Red Bull, Ricardo, and then 17 was Max. Just to prove that no matter how dominant you are in a season, Sepang will prove you wrong. Sepang will prove you otherwise because of how technical it is, the elevation changes, the track temperature, the weather, the climate, and the wind. We have a lot of wind as well. So this makes it very challenging for the drivers.
The tracks that we can get a car 4 abreast. Not
the width of it, right?
Yeah. You can have whole cars abreast. Correct.
Yeah, I was once sitting at K1, 2004. Just on Friday, I just went there for fun. There was quite a crowd at that point of time as well. I don't know why people said no crowd, but for me there was a crowd. So when I was sitting at the K1, right, the first corner, and I was looking at Massa approaching the first corner. He brake into the corner, man. He did not brake early. He brake into the corner. He brake on the curves.
Yeah, downshift.
You can hear the downshift. You can hear the engine rattling, the tire noise, a bit of squeak. I mean, that was amazing, man. You want to experience V10 with the monsters. Those days, no traction control. It was removed.
Yeah.
It was just awesome experience.
If I'm not mistaken, 2004 was won by Yano Trulli, is it?
2004 was won by Michael.
Michael.
2004 Michael. That F2004 was also a rocket.
Yeah.
There are tracks that a lot of fans amongst us that we want back in the calendar. So do you know of any tracks that should be in the calendar?
Should be. Well, I mean, next year they already released the track, but if they were to reintroduce apart from Sepang, I think they had to reintroduce Istanbul as well, Istanbul Park, and also I think Hockenheim. Yeah, and it's Nürburgring as well. Yeah, Nürburgring as well. It's kind of funny that Germany doesn't have a Grand Prix when they produced so many much excellent drivers as well. You know? So yeah, I think they should bring back to Germany.
And you have Mercedes.
You have
It's a Shakhtar.
exactly.
And you don't have German.
Vegas. Last four.
You know, I have a mixed feeling pre-race and post-race. I think before the race, everybody was lambasting it, right? But it turned out to be quite a good race, actually. There were quite a good competition and everything, quite a number of drama as well. But I just don't like the track layout overall.
Yeah.
It's too flat.
I still remember the ending. They put three of them, the winners, Max, Perez, and Charles, I guess.
Yeah,
Is it?
that's
In one car?
Yes.
To the paddock. Yeah.
Too much.
Too much hype.
It's like,
For me, yes.
it's like,
Las Vegas is the only circuit to have you on it.
Yes, because of the time difference. They had to do it at night, so that's why they had to do it on Saturday.
This is good for us.
There's one benefit, on Saturday and then.
Yep, I agree.
Because otherwise all the American Continental races will be done on evening, which means it's late morning was early morning.
Like Brazil, like Kota.
Yeah.
You had to sacrifice some sleep.
Yeah.
There are also tracks that we didn't even race at.
Oh, I mean, I think COVID happened, and that's just the Vietnamese government as well.
Actually, it was a huge mess. You know, I heard in the news that it was actually involved with money laundering. The guy who supposed to organize, he was involved with money laundering, and they scrapped the track. Now the track is like Pasar Malam.
I mean, let's be real. I think a lot of people who involved in Formula One are involved in money laundering.
That's no getting out of it.
Yeah.
How about other tracks? Red used to post it. Was Fuji Speedway used to post it? Fuji Speedway.
Yeah.
Somehow I don't like Fuji.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. To be honest, I think Fuji had its moment.
Yeah, it's there.
It's still there. Yeah, still there. Yeah. The one that I'm actually quite sad, which is a street circuit, no longer around. You know which one? Any idea? Somewhere in Europe?
Circuit, somewhere in Valencia.
Yeah. I felt as if it was a good street circuit. It has good facilities. The track layout was actually quite nice. Yeah, but I think because of the city council issues where they had problems with the cost of hosting the race, not the cost of running the Grand Prix weekend, but the cost towards the city, the impact on the city.
But everybody's going towards street circuit. I mean, slowly they want to remove classic tracks. Even Tokyo was involved in talking about street circuit, but then they scrapped it.
Yeah,
they remain with Suzuka.
I think for
I'm not a fan. Actually,
street circuit, the most successful one is in Singapore.
That's why I agree with you when you said Monaco, with so much of rich history.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be there.
Yeah, I mean, because like what they said, we're doing well for street circuits. Melbourne Albert Park, with Singapore City, and then that one, Monaco
Even Montreal is a street circuit.
Yeah, Montreal. Just enough circuits, also a street circuit.
But it looks like a proper track.
Actually, I want to add another good street circuit, Baku. Baku. Azerbaijan. That long straight. And he has one of the longest straight, and then he has one of the narrowest corner. So it's
When you can spin it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which Fred in this season do you guys think would actually benefit Ferrari? Because we know Red Bull is 1 second ahead. So let's not talk about Red Bull. Let's talk about where Ferrari will shine this season.
I think we can say that the upcoming in Shanghai. Yeah, it's a very good record for the Ferrari in the past years, I guess. And from me, it's like
I think we should look forward because I heard Ferrari is bringing some new upgrades. So I think Imola onwards, San Marino, which means is Imola before Austria and Hungary or after Shanghai? It's after Shanghai. Imola is after Shanghai. So I think I would look forward to Austria and Hungary, where they also at one time was quite strong in such circuits. So we'll see.
Yeah, like you said, for Ferrari, they brought some minor updates aerodynamically, also suspension, some tweaks, not much. They are also going to go ahead with Red Bull's concept, the side pod in the coming Imola upgrade with the new floor. So Ferrari will inch closer, 2/10. Based on the simulation, they already get another 2/10 to Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you look back at the current car, with the 3 races gone, right?
Yes.
3 or 4?
3.
So, 3 races, they actually gained 5/10 to Red Bull.
Yeah.
From last season.
Yeah.
When you compare the average stat, right? The tire drag and all that, Ferrari is getting closer to them.
What was the gap between Max and Carlos?
2/10.
I mean, during the race, the finishing.
The finishing was above 20 seconds. Of course, Max didn't push 100%. And Checo had to push 100%. So the real gap you can see is Checo to Sainz.
Yeah.
That is the difference.
That's the actual gap.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So back to tracks that Red Bull will dominate. I think a lot of tracks will be dominated by Steam. Yeah. And I'm just due to the engine packing.
Except for Singapore.
The track that I go and watch.
So the moral of the story, don't go and watch lah.
I will still watch.
So
Shanghai,
Yeah, right? Michael said Ferrari will do well. You agree?
Hard to say because I think after the new regulation and also they have not been there for
5 years.
2019.
They don't have enough data to tell whether they have a good pace or not. On simulator, they can probably have some data, but on the actual track itself, they have less data. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. Maybe Ferrari will step up, but maybe other teams also will step up. McLaren and Aston. Mercedes, I don't think they can catch up anytime soon. Maybe after the summer break.
Upgrade. Yeah, after the Imola. They also will bring Imola upgrade in. Yeah. Talking about Shanghai, they have a new asphalt, which in a way you will see like what happened in Turkey 2020, where Lance Stroll took pole position in Turkish GP 2020, where they had the new asphalt. It was like ice. But looking at the current temperatures in Shanghai, maybe it will be different.
Yeah.
Effect compared to
It's quite hot right now.
Yeah, it's very hot.
Who's the Apple sponsor? The Sinopec still?
Not sure.
Not sure.
This year, not sure.
Not sure.
But it will be good for Zoe.
Zoe, yes. Zoe wanted to mention it's his first home race.
Yes, yeah. First home race for him.
But I hope Sauber don't mess up their pit stop anymore.
It will happen because they don't have the new equipment. They are lack of equipment. So with Audi taking 100% stake in the team, they are slowly improving. Like it's the last race, they managed 4 seconds, which is average. I mean, to be fair to them, the new equipment will help them to progress. They had some issue with the new nuts and bolts with the tire.
So from track, let's move on to a bit of development news. Yeah, because this is not a race weekend. Biggest news, Alonso to Aston Martin. It's contract extension, right? Yeah, agree. Good move, bad move.
In my opinion, at his age, it's best that he stays in a team where they admire and put him as the number one. Rather than joining a team where there will be a lot of drama, political drama and everything, and to be alongside with one of the best drivers like Max or even Lewis or even Carlos for that matter. He's a lot happier to be partnered with Lance right now. Like you saw the graphic data of the track dominance in Suzuka, where Lance was only dominating on the first corner and the rest was. So I think for Alonso, at his age some more, I don't think he wants any more quarrel with teammates and all that. He just wanted to finish his career on high. Yeah, so I think it's a good move. It is, the best part about being in Aston Martin, you don't put yourself too much expectations as compared to you being in a Ferrari or Red Bull. Yeah, still in mid-pack. Yeah, people already impressed. Yeah, so yeah, it's a good move.
Talking about that, actually, Koji Watanabe, the Honda's president, he spoke to Alonso in Vegas. They had a short chat that do you mind? Koji Watanabe was Alonso was asking Koji Watanabe, do you mind I extend my term with Aston with you guys coming on board? Honda say we have no issue. You're welcome. Pass is pass. Yeah. So with looking at how well the Honda has a battery pack and also ICE, maybe it could work out, maybe no, we don't.
I think you have to explain to the fans in terms of context why Koji Watanabe was saying this. It's because during Alonso's McLaren Honda era, he was calling the engine as GP2 engine, and he had a lot of issues.
Yeah, at Honda's home track, he mentioned that. That is because a lot of things, man. McLaren didn't wanted to follow what Honda suggested by going with a basic package similar to Mercedes and Ferrari. They wanted a very small Pepsi's Cola size engine. Now, how do you want to squeeze in a Pepsi Cola engine inside a Formula One car? McLaren wanted the high efficient aerodynamic. And Honda delivered to them based on their requests. What happened? Kinetic engine failures, electronic failures. The ICE was terrible. The correlation between the simulation and the track was horrible.
Yep.
It was not working out. They were like 40 to 60, 100 horsepower at times down.
And mind you, they had Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button.
Yeah, both world champions.
Both are world champions in that team, yeah.
And they had to lift and coast all the time.
Yeah.
The first race in 2015, Jenson was 2 laps down. Just pounding the track with 60% throttle compared to others going 90 to 100%. So as they progressed, McLaren had a very big role to play in this actually. They did not follow what Honda suggested. So Honda decided to move away for them. But of course, there was a reputation tarnished by Alonso.
It was still Ron Dennis era at that time, right?
Yeah. Ron Dennis wanted to do something good. I don't blame him. But the McLaren people, the engineers, they wanted zero concept. You saw the images, right? 2015, the car, how small it was.
Yeah.
The behind the narrow, the gearbox.
True.
It was horrible, actually. That plan would never work. When Toro Rosso came on board, then it started gradually, getting into the hearts of Red Bull's chassis.
Yeah, but then also, it was already a new era with the white body era, right?
Correct.
White era done.
2017.
He was who? Where is he going?
Well, rumors this Friday, I think Kumar will know better.
No,
Kumar explain this.
The rumors are there, and nowadays, if I want to touch on contracts. Those days, John Manuel Fangio's days, Jackie Stewart days, you have contract, you sign contract, but you are not obliged to stay with them. You get what I mean? So this example, I raced for Jordan, race Australia. I can jump to Ferrari the next race. The championship is on you, not the manufacturer.
Yeah.
So those days you can jump around. So looking at the pattern, how they contracted themselves back then and now is actually quite similar. Although you already contracted until 2028, example Max Verstappen, he's contracted until 2028, he can break the contract.
Yeah.
There's an exit clause there.
Yeah, exit clause, yeah.
He don't mind paying big sum. He already have so much of money.
Yeah, that's true.
So there will be a hole for them to move away. So for Adrian Newey, he's still biding his time. he want to see how Ferrari does this year. That is
Adrian Newey just wants another team that it was to shine at.
yeah. But the problem is for Adrian Newey, he don't want to move away from British. He wants to stay in London, his homeland.
Yeah.
So Aston Martin also is pursuing him. So and Aston Martin offered him blank check.
And work with Honda again.
Work with Honda again, and also he no need to shift.
Yeah.
He wants his family there in UK.
Yeah.
For continuity.
Yeah. So these are the two potential options for Adrian.
However, I think for Newey, if he were to move to Aston Martin, he will look into the driver potential as well. By the time Honda joins, maybe Alonso is already retiring.
Yeah.
So he needs to see the prospect of drivers. Whereas in Ferrari, he secured that it's Lewis and Charles. Both are very quick drivers, because he knows that he can produce a very good car. Back in the days, right, even during McLaren time, in the early Red Bull era, but they had quick drivers, they had Mika Häkkinen, they had Sebastian Vettel. So even during the FW14B, they had Mansell and Prost. So I think it's crucial for him to know who's the driver's prospect as well. Not just the team and the engine.
Yeah, exactly. And design a very good car, but if you have a route.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same thing.
agree.
He don't want to produce such a beast of a car and then let Lance Stroll drive. It will be pointless, right? I mean,
Bro. Stroll again. The TP.
He is bucked up. You're embarrassing the team.
I agree with him. He's just there because of his dad.
To be fair, right, he started his career in Formula One actually quite good. He got podiums in Baku.
Yeah.
Remember in Williams? Yeah, but I don't know what happened to him. He just went downhill.
Downhill all the way.
Maybe he doesn't have that oomph like other drivers to be consistent, to be delivering.
Because he didn't want to an opportunity. You're denying it just because of it for weird.
But one thing about him, his racecraft is not bad. When he starts from the back of the grid, he can still come up into the points.
Yeah, but qualifying
Every race here, I qualified.
Who's the driver that impresses you the most outside of the top few?
this season?
Yeah.
Yuki? Definitely.
Yuki.
Yeah.
For me, I say, I was thinking Yuki also because he's doing good at the Suzuka as well. He got 10 place, right? 10 place, he got points, and that's why it's good that the RB will keep him as the lead driver, as Daniel Ricciardo is gonna stumbling,
Stable.
and Lawson is like eyeing him, right? He was just waiting.
That is a tricky point to talk about.
Gotta hit some for the cameraman as well.
He had his time.
Yeah.
He had his opportunity. He cannot blame the car all the time.
Yes.
Now he's blaming the chassis. He wants to swap a chassis. So in Shanghai, he will get a new chassis. Okay, specifically designed for him, upon his request. Because he said that Yuki had a better chassis. So it's actually, this mind games is coming into him again. You need to take that out and concentrate on races, like how he used to be in 2018, 2017, 2016. His racecraft is good. He's a good driver, fast driver, but he tend to suck up all this negative into himself, and he's doing it again.
I think the team would always marginalize the ladies for the driver. Yeah, the car will be developed around the better driver. Yeah, it's like this case because they want to maximize that one. That's what's happening in Mercedes right now.
Yeah, agree, man. If you look at the RB is actually not RB19, yeah? Last year's car is totally different. The only thing they adapted was the front suspension and the layout behind, and the engine, of course. But the rest is RB constructed car. Is different, totally different from RB19. So
in the sides,
I don't think Lance can improve.
Sargent is
Besides Lance,
Lewis needs to be improved.
I think I want to see George improve. You see, there's one thing about George. You were saying how much of a fan George, especially when he get an opportunity to perform in the Mercedes. When he was in Williams, he got nothing to lose. It's all about trying to gain and maximize whenever he's got an opportunity. Remember, he cried when he got his first Williams spot. He sacrificed for Latifi to be higher than him in Hungary. Yeah. And so there was a lot of popularity around him because he was trying to prove to people that he's a good driver. But now when he's in Mercedes, right, he got a lot more to lose because he's already in a top team. And not necessarily to win, but when the time comes for him to do something, to perform. Remember Singapore, for example, where he was supposed to get podiums, right? Instead of getting podium, he didn't get a single point. Crash. So it was disappointing, that you've been given a good opportunity already. And at the same time, when he was questioned or interviewed, he became very political. He became very, how do I say it? It's like he's trying to represent the corporately the team rather than talk critically about himself. So
George is actually too. When he wanted to sign on with Williams, he went to Claire Williams with a laptop. He showed his elementary day to her. This is why you should hire me. To show all the technical ability that he can bring himself with the team. And secondly, I think his first drive where he replaced. Yeah, that was on Haziq. Except for that, what happened in that race?
Mercedes messed up the
stop tire
Twice.
Crazy.
How did that happen, Mercedes?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think Checo would have won that race. Technically,
Yeah.
he was crashed and he went all the way last.
Yeah, it's like the race is like
Basically, there was a Mercedes as well. So
You see, when you put a you take out one dominant driver in one Grand Prix, at that time was Lewis Hamilton, suddenly it became more interesting.
exactly like what happened in Australia. Yes, similar.
There's segments, right? Vettel dominated 4 years. Lewis dominated 5 years?
Cool.
And Michael dominated 4 years again?
Lewis dominated
5 years, yeah.
5 years, yeah. Mercedes.
Hey, no, 6 years, right? Lewis dominated 6 years. 6 years.
16 Nicole.
Yeah.
17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, so 6 years, yeah. Yes, in the years.
Max, at the moment,
3 years.
you get 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Because 21 was hell of a fight.
Okay.
So,
But even for Sepp, I wouldn't say 11 and 12 he was dominating. I think
good fight.
the most dominant one is 2013 where he had the straight win, the straight line win. So 11 and 12, I would say it was still pretty close between all the teams. Alonso could have won the championship.
No, exactly. If not for Vitaly Petrov.
Yeah. Was it Vitaly Petrov or Grosjean?
No, Vitaly Petrov. Spa.
2012. It was Grosjean.
That was Grosjean.
Accident.
Yeah, that 2012. And 2011 was Petrov. Where he blocked Alonso. That what made DRS come back.
Two more things. How about
At the moment, they're very quiet. Nothing has been said and done. They're doing internally. Based on the F1 Planet, they said that they're gonna, settle out of court, something like that.
Is this the Red Bull?
Red Bull issue and also Toto Wolff's wife. What's her name? Susie. Susie Wolff. Yeah.
But I thought that one was settled already.
It was settled, bro. But then she counter argued, say that FIA tarnished her image by criminally accusing her to handing over information to his husband.
Yeah, you get internal information which you
Correct. And then the first person to leak the information was Toto. How did he get the information from?
are you making a petty issue catering?
Yeah, I mean, come on. That's done and dusted, man. I mean, move on. I mean, people say Red Bulls are... There is how media portrays Red Bull to be the... villain.
Yeah, the villain.
My point of view, yeah. DTS, the current media, they always portray Red Bull as villains because they are drink company. They are not car manufacturers. The drink company is beating car manufacturers.
How about the latest biggest news? FIM and FIA together working under limited media.
Yeah, so what happened was Dorna sold 86% of their stake to Liberty Media. So it will not be a drastic changes for now. Maybe they have to wait until 2027 until the Dorna agreement is expired between the manufacturers. Then they will do another new regulations for the bikes. It is said to be without aerodynamics, no the wingless and all that.
And is it influenced by limited media purchase or?
Yeah.
It's only by the regular?
No, sorry. That was already in discussion.
Already in discussion.
Because the other manufacturer did not like what Ducati did. And basically FIM is following the trend that Ducati has set. I don't blame Ducati, yeah. It's just that the trend that they are very good in, developing the aero package, the what do you call that, the device, like you had to the removable arrow in front and the back. So these all are innovations. They all adapted from Formula One.
Yeah.
So KTM is helped by Red Bull aerodynamicists to develop their aerodynamic package itself. Ducati is with Audi and stuff like that. So it's like motorbike and car manufacturers in together, developing a bike that is replicating like Formula One. So it's all about same like in Formula One and MotoGP now is cars and bikes that had to perform, not the riders. You don't have 100% riders capability to win a race like those days. No traction control, 2-stroke bikes, all the way flat out, no fuel limitation. I mean, just go and race. Now you have to manage tires. You have different manufacturers, Dunlop, Pirelli, Michelin.
I miss Bridgestone. Back in the days, the Hayden, Stoner era.
Exactly, man. You have different winners, Yes, now you have different winners, but they are from Ducati.
In ball game, I would say Ducati dominance is prevalent in the series.
It's similar to Red Bull because they are innovative. And Ducati also innovative. So you cannot blame them actually because the regulation allows it for them to develop the bike as such. So if you ask me, the electronics are hindering Japanese manufacturers at the moment. They are not able to compete with European bikes. Aprilia is coming strong. They have the best nimble bike on the grid last year and they are slowly chasing Ducati this year. They have already proved that with 2 wins, sprint races for the current season. So, hopefully the Japanese bikes can come back to the top again, but I don't see it coming in the next 3 years.
It's sad for that team, though Japanese has at least 3 to 4 manufacturers.
There are only 2 now.
Suzuki also left already.
Kawasaki left.
Kawasaki also left. Yeah, it's a bit sad because they had multiple manufacturers.
Yes. So the current regulation caters the European bike. I would say favor more to the European bike. So I hope Liberty Media will take note and do some changes, reduce this electronics restrictions, get more tire manufacturers involved, to have a different strategy. Like in Super GT, you have multiple tire suppliers. Nissan have 4, Honda has 4, Toyota has 4 cars. So each of the team, they will have different manufacturer in each team. Looking at the competitiveness, they are very close. So that's how you develop tire. Become the best of the best.
Yes.
Comparing each tire with each cars.
I do wish Formula One will bring back that sort.
So that's very smart.
Yes.
Yeah, Stone, I mean.
That was a very good strategy, allowing different manufacturers.
Even during this era, it was
Goodyear
here and Yokohama, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So
Michelin.
Bridgestone also was at that time.
So they should do this kind of, mix it up.
Yeah.
Instead of just Pirelli. Pirelli has a tendency of high degradation. Why Bridgestone didn't have? Back those days, Montoya said they had zero tire degradation. Michelin.
Yeah.
But why Bridgestone was winning?
If you take out the tire deck issue, you'll be more close racing.
Actually, it's purposely done. It's all purposely done. There was a talk, Montoya said, why Formula 1 drivers now complains too many races, like 24 is too much. Actually, back then, when the races were between 16 to 17 races, in between the weekends, every fucking day, they are testing their car.
Mm-hmm.
There was no break.
Yeah.
And the amount of money spent on that was more than what you see now.
Yeah.
With the different engine, different tires, different electronics, the changing the wings, changing the engine outlet.
And the driver's commitment is also different.
Totally 3 to 4 test drivers.
Yeah.
We have 3 to 4 test drivers going blast out 400 to 800, 1,000 kilometers a day.
Yeah.
So actually, when you complain that too many races, it's actually equivalent to what you do the testing. Sim.
Also, talk about the tires back in the days, right? The degradation is nothing. The degradation is a lot less than compared to these days tires.
Yeah.
If you remember some of the pit stop in the early 2000 era, sometimes they didn't even replace the tires.
Yes.
They just did a refueling. They didn't bother. Nowadays, you just come to pit stop, just try to wipe the driver's helmet instead of changing the tire. No way. That was
So tires can only last you 1 to 4 laps.
Yeah.
You do you see that purple tires there?
Yeah.
That Kimi's car? That was actually a qualifying tire. Purple.
not the ultra soft, right?
This ultra soft.
Ultra soft, yeah.
Ultra soft. So super soft, ultra soft.
Yeah.
This was only purpose built for qualifying. These tires will only last you 3 laps.
Yeah.
Warm up, 1 fast lap, in lap.
Or to waste a cost.
Exactly. So my point is, yeah, you can have more races, you can have more entertainment, but you don't have the diversity. This is the real diversity I'm talking about manufacturers,
Yeah.
tires, suppliers, mixing it up. Not about just human diversity. You need also manufacturing diversity.
Yeah.
Different manufacturers could come in and compete, not just Pirelli all the time, not just I would say like overalls, Puma all the time, or Alpine Star all the time. You must give other chances, other people competition. Like Formula E, now they're using Hankook tires. They were using Michelin before, so they change based on the market demands. Korean tire manufacturer into a big stage, the level of technology that derive from Formula E to road cars is very relevant.
Yeah, that's true. Because back in the days when the brands are Goodyear, Bridgestone, and Michelin is quite expensive, but Bridgestone and Goodyear are affordable for smaller size tires. So everyday car, look forward to those brands. And when it's in Formula One, they can adapt to road car users. It's good for the marketing as well. But today with Pirelli, how many people can actually afford it?
Pirelli is very expensive.
Yeah.
If you
Even in Continental, with the F1, I think would make a big difference. We probably show tier cars now use Continental mostly.
You should add up. This is suggestion from fans. That Formula One should adapt. Do not just stick to one.
That really strikes me still till today is very true. I think even though it's dangerous, it will create a lot of excitement.
Yes.
That's true.
But
That's
if you ask me, it's not dangerous if you do it properly.
Yeah.
Look at IndyCar, bro. IndyCar is very
That the all rig with the car together.
Ferrari.
Massa.
Ferrari, Massa, Singapore,
That was very controversial race.
2008.
Crazy. That was.
Jos Verstappen, Hockenheim, 1996 or 7.
He was driving
Benetton.
Yeah, before joining.
Michael's teammate, if I'm not wrong.
No. Michael already went to.
Oh, Gerhard Berger's teammate.
Gerhard Berger. Yeah.
See, with tuning, then it makes the race more exciting, more race abstract.
Refueling. Remember the Magnico 2001 or 2002? Michael did 4 stops.
Yeah.
Refueling strategy only.
Going against 2004, is it going?
2001, I think. 2001.
Oh, the one was
Going against Montoya.
Montoya,
Williams.
many course, yeah.
That time Williams was strong.
Yeah.
They were giving hard time to Ferrari.
Yeah.
But somehow 4 stops, man, just for refueling. And he still managed to win the race.
It is at that weight that he gets the best of the pace from the car. So that's why they constantly refuel the car.
With the current technology that we have, there can be a restriction. If, let's say, the driver unnaturally moves the car, there could be, they could do a system like cut the fuel flow immediately. You have so much of technology with the pit stop, the sensors and everything. Why you can't do that with refueling?
Yeah, that's true.
You have the idea, but they don't want to do. They just don't want to do.
They just deem it dangerous.
It's like, suppose, you can organize Formula One, but you don't want to organize Formula One. Something like that.
Talking about Formula One, biggest news also, Petronas now is sponsoring Formula E.
I think for Petronas, they have to look into other prospect of motorsports. If they were to continue to focus just on Formula One, I mean, they already been heavily involved in motorbikes as well. But I think for four wheels motorsport, I think they need to diversify. I don't think they can rely only on Formula One in terms of exposure. So I think it's a good thing for them. And now that Mercedes is also on a downhill, so they are looking as well.
Should be.
I have one.
While they can.
Scuderia, Ferrari, Marlboro, Shell, Petronas.
How would you allow Shell and Petronas in one team? Shell will never allow that.
Red Bull and Petronas can be together.
The Mobile will never allow that.
It's a good approach, actually, for Petronas. So, marketing, as maybe things will happen. Who knows, Sepang next year? Yeah.
F1 finale or Formula E.
I hope so. Because
This gives it.
Yes.
And at the same time, there are many ex-Formula 1 drivers that we get to see if they come.
Yeah.
I would definitely go if they organize.
Is Basim Buemi still?
Yeah, it's still there. And Buemi is still there. And some other good drivers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he won multiple.
Yeah, he won multiple.
And the
He
champions
was
as well.
successful.
No need. Those days, yes, we have to upcast, but now no need. Their technology is actually as good as Formula 1.
Yeah. Minus the sound.
Minus the sound.
I mean, it's not like Formula 1 sound is also any better.
At least there's a growling, effect. Growling. When they downshift.
Yeah. But do you think the 2026 regulation will make the sound better?
Yes, because they are thinking of bringing two-stroke.
Yes.
This Formula 1 engine, new engine.
But are they revving at 15,000?
They are not sure. The capping is not sure yet. Because the battery pack will have 50-50 power benefit.
So I think it's at 13,000.
Yes.
Yeah, those days. Yes.
The highest was BMW power
20.
in 2003.
They can rev until 21 on testing.
Yeah, testing 21,000 RPM.
Yeah.
And Cosworth 20,000 plus.
Oh, Cosworth.
But take note, when Montoya was interviewed in Formula 1 podcast, he asked him during your era, the Formula 1 podcaster asked him during your era, which was the best engine in your point of view? Guess which engine did he mention?
Mercedes? BMW? Oh, not the one he's driving.
No.
Not the one he's driving.
During that era, he was asked a question. Based on your point of view, the interviewer asked him, your era, what was the best engine at that point of time? It was not Ferrari, it was
Honda.
not Mercedes, it was Honda. It was again the problem of the team that could not generate the potential of the engine. During that point of time, it was still Honda engine at the best.
Yeah. So I always think that Honda had an actual.
That's what they're doing. They already set up a factory in UK now.
To tag along with an aerodynamic company or a car company. You're already a car company. Why don't you have your own aero? You have your own engine.
They tried that. It didn't happen for them because back then their aerodynamicists were not that good. So if you look at 2006, 2007, 2008, they were rubbish. So what happened was Super Aguri aerodynamicist is the one who developed the double diffuser. If Honda had stayed, both Super Aguri and Honda would have double diffuser at that point of time. But it was scrapped because they couldn't afford because of the...
I think it's also it comes down to whether Honda is willing to hire European as their aerodynamicist and then also car engineer, car designer. Because one thing about the Japanese, when it comes to development, they really heavily rely on their local engineers.
They prioritize.
Similar to Ferrari,
Ferrari.
Yeah. What happened to Toyota? From start to finish,
they have potential though, Toyota.
Yeah, man, they had a lot of money, 330 million a year. What happened was they denied any European engineers or
Locals only.
Locals to. I mean, they only want Japanese.
Yeah.
That's what was their downhill. And TFO 10 was actually developed by some European engineers as well. at that point of time. TF410 was actually faster than Braun.
TF410 was 2000.
It was not raced.
Oh, okay.
TF410.
Yeah. Because they last raced 2009.
TF49, yes.
In they left. Yeah.
Correct. So that car was actually good. And then TF410 was actually a challenger for World Championship based on simulation. So they also scrapped it when the car was ready.
because in 2009, they were in podiums. Actually. Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah, multiple.
Truly. Clock.
Yeah, before Red Bull got to improve in mid-season.
Yeah. It's just, like you said, I mean, Formula One.
Yeah. Those days, I am still, when it comes to today's F1, right? I'm still a bit disbelief how much of entertainment it is as compared to pure racing, pure sports back in the days. The amount of exposure that was given, I felt it was a bit on the wrong angle. Especially with the introduction of Drive to Survive and all that. But I think it's that one is another longer topic for us.
Political and monetary wise, yeah.
Those days, you are my teammate. Assuming you are my teammate, I don't even talk to you, man. If you are my teammate, I don't share my data to you. I don't even say hello when I come into the garage.
Yeah.
That was the style with Rubens, Michael, with Ralph, Montoya, Truly, with Villeneuve, everybody. They did not share any bit of information. Alonso Hamilton, nothing.
Yeah.
With this Drive to Survive, they have to do this acting, being brotherhood, this, that, being acting CC. It's all bullshit, actually.
Yeah.
You are there to race. That's what Montoya said. You are there to race to prove yourself. I don't give a damn what Ralph is doing. Of course, Ralph is very fast. But I destroyed him mentally.
Yeah.
By, outperforming him each time. And 2003, by right, Montoya could have been in challenge of the championship, if not for the penalty in USGP. It was actually a wrong penalty given to him. Rubens hit him, not he hit him.
Mm-hmm.
That was clarified after the season was over as well.
Second, right? In 2003?
Third. He finished third. Despite that, he finished third,
Behind Barrichello.
Behind Barrichello. So, even politics were there back then, but it was not as obvious as now. Now with the DTS and social media, everything is very open, which in a way you are just it's your family and you are opening up with your family.
Yeah.
See, this is wrong with me. This is wrong with my father. This is wrong with my mother.
And then I have to take care of my family here and there.
Exactly. It's so Mickey Mouse Club.
Reality show.
So segment 2 is banned and busted. So we'll come back with some closing remarks.
Yeah.
Alright, stay tuned guys. So come back. Hi guys, welcome back to segment 3, our final segment. We're here today with Haziq and Michael.
Hi guys.
Hi, once again. Okay, so this guys see a lot of things here, right? So these guys are F1 Diescast Collectors. This was you, right? So how many years of collection?
This is my 8th year collecting diecast.
5 years. Yeah.
But not as huge as Kumar here.
Yeah. This the biggest.
He probably need an entire DIY shop to store all his diecasts.
That's really
in Malaysia.
Slow. I started from Hot Wheels.
We all started
1999. Jordan 199. My first car.
Yeah. Okay. Fun fact. Amongst all this, there's one driver that doesn't have a die.
Cool. Oops. Cool.
Oh boy.
The car is here, but not I'm here. Oh yeah. Okay.
Comment down below.
Free merchandise winners.
Guess who?
Guess.
You see a couple of Red Bull cars here.
Yeah. Okay. So this the Japanese 2022. So yeah, this is from Minichamps. As we can see, Kumar's 12 as well is from Spark. So Minichamps have their own. How to say? There's two. What do you say?
Who is it?
Brand name, right? Spark, mostly Spark and Minichamps. Is it?
More Formula One,
For Formula One, yeah.
in general.
But for Ferrari, I think it's only for now it's BBR, right? Yeah.
There are 3 manufacturers, if I'm not mistaken, for Ferrari, which is Look Smart, BBR,
Burago.
also Burago. But there's also a premium one from Amalgam.
Amalgam, yes. That's a very high value. So why I collect this Red Bull? Because normally they came out every races. They have every versions of the every races, right? So why I choose this is this Max second world champion, and yeah, they have the figure here, which is the Max standing on the car, right? Yeah. So yeah, I found it interesting. So I'll copy it. It's a very nice collection. I normally collect it by memorable moments, I can say. Yeah, for George Russell as well. First, it is numbered. Yeah, to be said also, it's numbered and some is not numbered. So that's the difference why I collect in a way wise lah. Yeah, George Russell's number 9, P9, but it's first seat in Mercedes. Yep.
I want to highlight one thing.
Yep.
The key difference between Spark and also Minichamps. I will only give you a clue. You need to tell me.
Okay.
Helmet.
Helmet?
What's the difference?
From the helmet. You mean on which wise?
Spark and Minichamps. What's the difference? Helmet. Haziq knows, I think.
Minichamps is more accurate, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, then
Is it from the visor? They can look through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a driver figure inside.
Yes.
You can see a driver figure in Spark.
Yes. That's what I realized actually.
That is the best, one of the best detailing
Detail.
that I would say. Despite Minichamps winning it over Spark in certain areas, but look at the color of Spark.
Yeah.
And the car itself is very appealing.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually had a comparison of the same car, but it's produced by Minichamps, where the black color, it's more on the greyish side, a bit more duskier side, rather than this one is more striking, the black color.
True.
Yeah.
Does that in diecast competition? Because I'm not into diecast, I wouldn't know.
So far, no diecast competition, but just a collector's gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you were to put it in competition, I don't know what you are competing for.
Yes. The rarest? Maybe the rarest.
Oh, okay, the rarest, yeah. Then I won a deal.
You won it.
Okay, that's
the
Amalgam.
most expensive manufacturer is Amalgam.
Amalgam. Yeah.
Then even 118 scale is 5,000 USD.
Crazy.
Can reach up to 5,000. And then
118 again, 118. Yeah.
No, 118, it's somewhere around $800 to $1,000.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, so
5,000 ringgit.
5,000 ringgit. Yeah, it can reach out to 5,000.
They sell it at...
It's in UK. It's handmade hand-built in UK. Yeah.
They sell it in the F1 Authentics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not mistake.
They produce up to 1 to 4 scales for cars.
Yeah.
So if you look at the studio, they actually produce the 2022 car in 1 to 4 scale, which is
humongous.
It's crazy.
Almost the size of this table already.
No, I think I can buy a house already.
Yes, definitely. And a MIV.
Yeah.
House and a MIV.
Difference between material used back then to now. Because you said there was a bit of downgrading, right?
Yes.
Yeah. For Minichamps, they maintain a bit. Their quality, some of the quality. The worst is Burago. Sorry, Burago.
Yeah,
but,
sorry.
the way that they crafted the diecast is a bit children.
Actually, Burago
toy
is for we can say that it's for children to play.
Yeah,
you know,
the beginner
diecast. Yeah,
the beginners collectors of diecast, and the difference is basically resin. They don't like resin, but their detailing is more better than diecast.
Exactly. And for the color,
correct,
yeah, color accuracy.
Yeah, and then and more detailing in here and there if you look at.
Because these days, right? Okay, back in the days they would use diecast. Okay, we call it diecast because it's made of iron diecast. Diecast. This is why it's called diecast. If you see in manufacturer, right? So back in the days, the models it's It's really, if you take a stick and you knock on the car, you can hear ting 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 ting.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you do that, it would definitely damage the car.
Yeah.
So back in the days when you can take out the cover, if you knock on that thing, it will sound ting 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 ting. Nowadays, you cannot do that on this material because it's very fragile.
Yes.
It's called resin.
Resin.
Yeah, resin. It's if I'm not mistaken, it's a mix of plastic and metal. Because when they had this mixture, it's a lot easier to bend. Because if you compare the aerodynamics back in the days, it's a lot simpler. So diecast can actually emulate those patterns.
Yep.
But these days, because if you look at the aerodynamics here, it's a bit hard to create the mold for this. So they had to use resin. It's a lot easier to.
If you want to see the diecast, is the BBR. The BBR is
This is the
BBR is diecast compared to the rest. And even this is diecast. This one, the Sauber, the SIC, and the rest is all resin.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to matte color cars, they will use resin because the color sticks better on resin materials.
And also nowadays manufacturers are like Michael said, every race they have a different version.
Yeah.
So you look at the cars, there will be a different type of floor, different type of wing, rear wing, and then overalls. So there will be some differences in the tire model from one to another. So that's why resin is better adaptability compared to diecast.
The diecast either
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Even though today, because due to the currency and everything, I still think that buying it on retail, I mean on the year it's produced, is still better than you wait for discount, whatever. Yeah, especially on championship models and also limited edition models. It will definitely rise in value in the future, appreciate in value in the future.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your specific collection?
The Kimi Sauber Petronas C20. Today, I would think it's value around 1,500 to 2,100, depending on the condition. Yeah, condition, the box, and I bought it for 300 ringgit. Yeah,
I cannot digest.
Yeah, and in fact, most of my collection, I bought it on sale. I don't want to become. I don't want to make it a habit buying at a resale prices. Yeah, if I have the opportunity to grab it on retail or probably under retail, for example, the Jordan 191, retail is about 600-700, but I got it for 500 plus. So for me, it's a bargain, and I think has a future value, knowing the story behind this car and who was driving the car.
Now is valued at 1,600 to 2,000. This car, same very model.
Sorry?
Is there a buyer's market for diecast collectors?
In Malaysia, it's a bit disappointing, to be honest. But in Europe and Japan, Australia and US, it's a huge diecast collectors market, buyers market.
Yep. Yeah. We sold any of your units, Michael?
Michael, yes, I have a lot actually. Actually, if you want to see some of the models that I used to have and sold, you can check out my Instagram account, his diecast, h.i.s_diecast. You can see some of the rare collections that I used to have, because when I was doing my business back in the days, I have clients who requested some rare models. For example, I can't remember which McLaren it is, but it was in 1996 Häkkönen's in Monaco, where they had a double rear wing. Yeah, instead of just one single, a single.
It was similar to that, but
there's another wing at the front.
Yeah.
So those are some of the rare models that I used to have in the past.
Marlboro sticker or no?
It was a Marlboro sticker also.
Damn.
It was converted to Marlboro.
Why you said?
Yeah. But and also important to take notes, if there are cars which are reselling with tobacco liveries, you normally be more expensive. But those are not production release. It is converted by collectors or probably the retailer, not the manufacturer. Because regulation reason, in Europe, you are not allowed to sell anything that is related to tobacco. So sometimes they will put the tobacco stickers, liveries underneath your box or your plate. Then you have to install it yourself.
Yeah, but some diecast, they already had pre-model with the stickers.
For now,
Event basis,
like
event model basis.
McLaren is like the views, right? The electronic vape, something like that.
Vape. Now they use views
Views.
instead of Lucky Strike.
So they
Views is actually Lucky Strike.
Yeah.
So I remember you sold to me Alonso's and Button's 2016 car. Can you talk about that? What have you done?
MP4. Remind me what car is it again? MP4.
I can't recall, man.
2016.
2016, I can't
remember which.
But the car is awesome.
Yeah, it was a McLaren Honda, a Richard Mille exclusive release. We believe it is actually made by Spark. It was produced by Spark, but it was
brands. No brands at all?
No brands, man. No
but
brands.
It was produced in a Richard Mille, the watch brand box. And when I bought it, the guy who sold it to me told that he went to Geneva in Switzerland to attend a Richard Mille event. And the model was actually a dog gift to all the attendees. Yeah. You imagine a diecast F1 as a dog gift. And this guy who was not a Formula 1 fan decided to sell it in carousel for 100 ringgit, and it was 118 scale, which is
for 100 ringgit.
Yeah, so he had no idea. He had no idea about the value of the car, and I quickly grabbed it, and I think the next week I posted on carousel selling it for 1,100. And Kumar here, he generously offered me 1,000 ringgit. So I sold it to him. I think it's a good deal.
It's a fair deal. It's a fair name.
It's not fair for me.
It's a fair deal.
But I'm actually very satisfied with the purchase because now the value is up to 4,000 ringgit.
Yeah.
Ringgit Malaysia. That car.
Because it's a Richard Mille box.
I wanted to bring that, but he wanted to see the 112, so I brought this. Maybe next round.
Yeah.
Richard Mille. But
this is, I think, it's an interesting topic. How do you guys protect yourself from fire, from theft?
I mean,
We have, fire.
No, we don't have, but we have the house goods insurance, which covers that.
Yeah.
So, that's around, will cost you around 50 to 60 ringgit only. So, that's what I have. But we need to declare the original value of the car instead of the current value. So that's the difference. So if anything happen, touch wood, they will always follow the
compensate the original value. That's the downside of it, lah.
Correct. That's not necessary. They can always go through the codes that the car has.
Well,
with the manufacturer, if they want to validate themselves, they can.
Yeah.
We don't have. We might not keep the receipts.
Yep.
If I buy from Haziq, he won't be producing receipt for me.
Yeah, true.
You guys bought the trick to put one model to one model.
No. No.
Can I treat?
Because he knows that I'm very particular with the selection of models. I don't collect all F1 cars.
Yes.
He will have
a variety of it.
Both drivers, even if there's a test driver, also he would take a test driver. That's how Kumars collect. Me, I'm a bit niche. I select the cars which has significant stories. And
Same as me.
Even though it's not a World Championship car, but it has a great presence during that era. Yeah.
Memorable moments we can see.
But I hate show cars. I don't like show cars.
Yeah, no. So
I only collect race cars.
Yeah.
Some Le Mans, some GT, Super GT. No, what they'll do is that, example, I have that Kimi Raikkonen, right? That's C21, correct?
This C20.
C20. So what they'll do is, show car would be actually a cheaper version of the diecast. Meaning to say, a car model, a livery for 2022, they make it look like 2003. Example, 2002 becomes 2003. So the car is actually old. The base model is old, but they change the livery only to look like 2002.
To simply put it, it's a launch
version.
If you look at every time when it's launching time, right? When you see the livery, But the aero package actually is from the previous season.
yes.
Yeah, so it's not the actual car. You are just getting the livery from that year. So that's what we call a show car.
And people don't understand this. Resellers think that show car is more valuable than a race car.
Yeah.
And they sell more, even more expensive. You know, if you look at the carousel and stuff like that, they're selling it at a higher price. I would say ridiculous. I mean, it's just a show car. Huh? You're selling it for 1,000 for what?
Diecast collection in auction before.
Probably there is.
I think there is.
But
Not sure whether it's at level of Sotheby's or what's the other one.
I remember Michael's car, they did 1/5 scale. 2000, 1/5 scale. 2001 model. They auctioned it, I think, cash 50,000 plus, I think, if I'm not wrong. USD.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That
Even 1-to-1 cars, they do auction. It's a scale, actually 1-to-1.
1-to-1,
It's
yes.
a scale car. No engine, nothing inside.
Yeah.
They are also selling.
F1, right?
F1,
From the
yeah,
auction.
right. They do
because
sell.
it's meant only for display. So sometimes they don't sell the
Right.
engine; they just sell the aero.
But one rare item that I really regret not having is the rear wing of Max Verstappen that he was selling. At that point of time, I had some cash issue, so I didn't buy.
How much were you selling it?
Oh,
I see that's a good deal.
yeah,
Okay.
Max Verstappen, yeah.
That's cheap.
That's signed by him.
And great.
Is it?
It's signed.
Yeah, signed by Max, man. You could have easily sell it for 50K now.
Because it's an actual Formula One.
Actual Formula One. I regret my whole life. I mean, until now, I regret why I didn't.
What year was that?
His debut, right? The test car, right? Test car, sir.
Tesca 2013 or
2015.
2014.
14. He tested he car.
Stupid nose.
Yes.
Yeah.
He type of nose. The type of nose.
That type of nose, I know. And those F1 models are one of the most expensive.
Yeah.
That season alone, 143. If you have the entire grip, it probably cost you almost 5,000 to 6,000 just for 143 models.
I think I only have one model with that nose, Red Bull, 2014.
Yeah. It was not that
It
extreme.
was not that extreme, yes. That's all. I couldn't find any 118s after that.
There were a few McLarens lah. 180.
Jensen Buttons.
Jensen Buttons.
Yeah. There was one guy selling it for reasonable price, 550. In a expo, Diecast Expo Malaysia. The next day when I went to buy the car, it was already gone. I don't know who took it. There's no Diecast Club, but there'll always be a Diecast Expo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Expo.
So what you can do in Diecast Expo is, you yourself, you can go and sell your own product,
Yeah.
your own collection.
Pay for rental fees.
Sorry?
No, the booth fees.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, you can register as one of the vendors.
Vendors.
We're thinking of covering that as well. So we will go there. Interesting.
Okay. So from Diecast, if you start Diecast, what's your biggest advice to new Diecast collectors?
Wow. I would say number one, start small. Buy what you can afford. And number two, buy what you like. Don't just because your friends poison you here and there. Anyway, you bought the thing and then suddenly you realize, I'm not really a fan of this driver. Why did I buy this car? Yeah. So only buy what you like.
Be like me, Formula One fan.
But unless you are like Kumar who just, don't know what to do with the money.
No. I only got Formula One cars.
Yeah, but I think you need to do an episode once he has done with all his collection.
Kumar's Museum.
Kumar's Museum. Yeah. I think that would be very interesting.
Yeah, actually, for me, I started small as well. Like for the shell collection, for the Ferrari, we have to collect. That's also plastic. That's all plastic. And I pay 30 ringgit and buy all like back then after my father refused the car. So yeah, I have a lot of Ferrari collections, and what I advise is, as Haziq says, start small first, because you take a lot of space if you have a lot of 118. If you are like Kumar's house, there's a warehouse there, it's okay, but
Somebody's going for 112s nowadays.
Yeah, you see, look at that, 112. Some,
Michael.
yeah, and yeah, buy what you like as well, because the conversion rate is not that cheap as well.
Yeah.
So
you.
tax is about 1K is about, it takes about 140 plus ringgit.
The handling fee.
Yeah, the handling fee as well. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on from diecast, talking about specifications of cars, we have something to...
Yes. Yeah, correct. So there was some simulation done with the regulation that they're going to introduce in 2026 with the 50-50 allocation of the power unit. That is fine. They had no issue with that. Just that they are trying to bring it up to 1000 horsepower to match the current spec of the car. So what will happen is the battery pack will have 500 horsepower and the ICE will have another 500 horsepower. So that will equivalent to 1000. That is in progress. Ferrari had the first engine to fuel up. I mean, they run the engine already, Ferrari. And the second is Red Bull power unit. They're already running. Mercedes also running. Next is Honda. Testing bench already. So that is ongoing process for 2026. What is the most interesting part is the aero package. You know the car will be more smaller, right?
Yep.
Compared to current season cars. And also the aerodynamic flex. They're going to introduce the movable aero package that they're going to introduce. So
Floor as well.
on the floor as well. Yes, you're right. So what happened when they did the simulation, all the teams actually, except Haas, I think, they did a simulation based on the 2026 spec. The car will have a low drag on the straights and also on the fast corners. And then the aero will rise back. This is only they tested for rear wing and also the floor. Front wing, they never tested.
Is it?
So when they tested the movable aero package, even a slight twitch caused them to crash.
Yeah.
It's not stable at all.
Yeah.
So when they try to go into the corners with the low drag car, it just spins, it crashes, and it doesn't have the balance at all. So what the FIA and the team's concern is, FIA is already been informed about that. So the team concern is they cannot drive the car. The cars are slower than current F2 cars.
Yeah.
You cannot drive at all with that kind of configuration. So the movable aero package, they have suggested to do it also at the front wing as well.
Yes.
So in order for you to have a better flow at the straights, or a fast flowing circuit like Silverstone or Spa, when they use the lower drag effect, they need to also configure both front and rear. You cannot just do rear and also the bodywork. The car will fly over.
Yeah.
It won't have the grip at all, despite you with all the floor aero package or rear wing or front wing. It won't help at all. The car won't steer. Did not steer. It was way off the pace. So it's very concerning based on safety. Memang tak boleh jalan lah. Memang cannot go to the corners flat out at all. Imagine Spa, you cannot go flat out with the movable aero package. So they are rethinking what to do. The suggestion was to also do a movable front wing.
Yeah.
So if that works, then fine.
I think I saw from pictures where the front wing is actually narrower from corner and recognition, but they add like this wing tip, like a wingspan at the end of the plate. So those are the flex elements that will be introduced in the new generation of Formula 1.
At the moment also we have flex elements, but the flex is not much. It is guided by FIA. So you can only have a certain degree of flex. Tolerance, yes. So if you look at onboard's camera view, like Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, when you see the straight, the wing will go down.
Yes.
When you come to the corner, it will go up again. So they have certain degrees that they allow for you to flex. But the 2026 regulation, it will allow you to go low drag, total low drag, like Monza spec.
Yeah.
Wing.
So having a DRS the front.
and that is
Something new.
actually, I don't know who came up with this idea of just allowing the floor and the rear wing is not working.
And this is still in discussion.
In discussion, maybe they will try and test the front wing first. So if the front wing works, then they will go ahead with the... yeah, man, yeah, exactly. That's why Ferrari and Aston Martin is on his heels about car design. Is what you want, right? So, and then another one is the push to pass, the electric boost. that you will have, which is adopted already in Super Formula for long time ago, IndyCar long time ago. So I don't know what is Formula 1 trying to do.
Formula had it cursed in the past.
Yeah, I mean, that was 2009, but IndyCar and Champ Car already had it before, Boost.
Yeah, true.
So it's actually the same thing they're adopting from American Racing League. So what is F1 doing differently? There's actually nothing F1 doing differently. They're just adapting here and there and then come up with the rules. Curse, this won't be called curse. This will be also called push to pass.
Yeah.
Whereby you will have more fuel flow for you to use, like 90 seconds or maybe 120 seconds, like Super Formula. So that's confirmed actually. They want to do. That's part of it. And then the aero, which is still in discussion, and the power unit. So that was the latest update of the regulation.
And the power unit, they will take out the MGUH. So they will remain the MGUK only.
MGUH is actually something good because it allows you to have the anti-lag.
Yeah.
So the current cars are, when you go off the corner, I mean the torque is enormous.
Yeah.
So when you remove the head, that will have effect on certain manufacturers.
Are we going to see turbo lag?
Yes, turbo lag. So that's why the battery will play an important role.
Yeah. To recover the lost power.
Yes. So that will be interesting, and also the movable arrow and the push to pass.
I actually like if there is a turbo lag, because back in the days, the 1.5 1,500 horsepower, turbo lag is one of the main issues when getting off corners. So sometimes cars will lose their pace just because when they shift to certain gears, but they didn't get the grip yet, so they were just literally revving without the turbo going inside. So that's how certain cars can.
So now you see every driver complains drivability. What is the drivability issue? They can just do it from the computer, set it up, and then the turbo lag will be gone.
Yeah.
If they remove MGUH, that will be a problem.
Yeah.
So currently the best MGUH again, is Honda.
Yeah.
MGUH battery pack is also Honda. So if they remove this, Honda will lose a lot of advantage. So Ferrari ICE, Mercedes ICE is top the notch. Red Bull, Renault need to catch up lah. I mean, don't know what they'll do. Nissan and Renault, I hope they don't get buy out by Andretti. And then actually the good thing as well, if Andretti buys out, they can concentrate on manufacturing engine only. Betul tak? Like those days. So the reason why Andretti are pushing hard is because they want to set up their team for 2028. Because Cadillac don't have engine knowledge of Formula 1 cars. Yes, they have DPI in Le Mans and WEC, but it's not the same as Formula 1 lah.
Yeah.
So they will have some difficulty. That's why they need engine supplier first to help to see them how they can do their own engine.
What about Ford?
Ford will only develop batteries. They are only sponsor monetary and batteries. Engine is a Red Bull power unit.
Okay. So that's the 23-26 rats. Haziq, Michael, you heard a lot of rumors from Petronas about bringing back at that point in 2026, coupled with the new sponsorships, coupled with the new technical regulations. What's your take on Sepcom? Should it happen? Should it not happen?
Obviously, it should happen. But also obviously not next year. But I do hope there is some light at the end of the tunnel in 2026, maybe, especially with the new regulation and all. It should bring a new excitement. And also the fact that Petronas now owns some ownership of
Sepang, yeah.
So I do hope that they put that into consideration. Obviously there was more to it. If they were to look at data from 2017 and before that, of course it doesn't sound convincing because they don't make money at all. But mind you, that was an era before the Drive to Survive fans. So now you have this new.
There's a lot of Malaysia fans.
Yes, I have friends, actually girlfriends, not even male friends, girlfriends.
My girlfriends also.
Never even bother watching.
Now they're watching it.
Yeah.
Now started to watch Formula 1 out of all the sports.
Yes.
Not football, but Formula 1 because of Drive to Survive. Because I hate it. Yeah, how Liberty Media turned it into a reality show. Girls, they love to watch Kardashians and all this. When they made Formula 1 into a reality show, Suddenly now you have girlfriends.
Yeah.
So it's actually interesting if they are willing to spend hundreds of ringgit, hundreds of dollars to Coldplay concert. I'm pretty sure.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You have 20 handsome drivers. Girls will definitely go and watch.
Lando Norris, George Russell,
Vaughn.
Yeah, because for now, I can see that from the Facebook page, F1 fans are in Malaysia is like booming already. It's like a lot, but why no one's standing out? But thanks to you guys having a show like to start up this, to let everyone know about F1 and encourage them to watch, So obviously I support Petronas. Obviously it's not convincing yet, but I hope it will bring a good outcome.
Improvement from Sepang 2017, F1 Canada's. What would it be? Can you share something to SIC and Petronas?
Actually, prior to 2017, they already had a major reconstruction and renovation, especially in terms of the pedal side, pedal facility.
Exactly.
So it was moving towards the right direction, But I think because there was too many debts that they had, that's why they had to stop hosting it. But I think for now, it's not really in terms of the track facility. I think it's on the marketing side.
Yes.
How they want to promote this thing. I mean, if you look at Singapore GP, right? Singapore is the best example. 1 year in advance, they will start to have road shows at city center, whatever. And Petronas used to do that. They went all the way to different states, to do some road shows and all that. And I think we can continue that, but involve social media more, because the engagement that you need for younger fans is all through social medias. So I think it's a good opportunity. If they want to make changes, they have to focus on promotion side, marketing side. Yeah.
Well, mostly on, you see, as you can say, road shows and all. Like the Toyota GR, right? They have the simulator going on in universities as well.
Yeah.
Like, why not Malaysia Sports Association can do the things like road shows in university, like convention center, shopping malls and all, so that to let everyone know what is this F1, yeah, F1 car, wow, rather than we going to KLCC, Petronas only to see that one car, that one display car, right?
Even that is not there anymore.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mentioned. It's not there anymore. So yeah, why not? Through social media is the best thing, as Haziq says. Everyone can know that. Like through YouTube as well. Watch more in Malaysia. Yeah.
And so something to take note also, like recently Petronas removed, I don't know what happened to their shop. It's no longer there. They used to sell, it's a Formula 1 Petronas overall merchandise shop turned into a Capri shop. So the tourists would not know what is that. You don't have any exposure. You suddenly go into the shop and then you buy Capri shirt.
Yeah.
Instead of real Formula 1 merchandise. Like, Lewis Hamilton is leaving Petronas. We could have sell a lot of merchandise.
Yeah.
Yep. Give discounts. I mean, who doesn't want this? Malaysian all want free stuff. Discounted stuff.
Avenue is that Petronas can see.
Yeah.
They have enough capital, they have enough exposure, they have enough experience, they have a solid team that have actually committed with a race. They have a driver that comes here every year. Before, after Australia, be George, be always be Paul, be Michael. Yeah. Why not capitalize on this?
Yeah.
Sad, very sad.
It's very sad to see as well.
For F1 fans, it's a deep sadness and disappointment if you are given all these right timing, right opportunities, but you won't capitalize. Yeah, because sooner people, we have to go to Japan, to go to China, to go to Singapore, to go to Bahrain, just to enjoy a race in.
And I think for Petronas to make such an effort is not only just to benefit Malaysians. We're talking about the whole Southeast Asia region. People from Brunei, Thailand, Indonesia, let's see. huge Formula One fan from those countries.
Even Singapore, because it's cheaper than their own race.
True.
Imagine looking at the big livery of Petronas, then people came over, right? Yeah. It's sad to see.
No, it's like what we discussed before. It's not only Petronas that should act upon. We have many big companies in Malaysia.
Yes.
You can sponsor Manchester United, Malaysian airline.
Yeah.
But you cannot sponsor your own homegrown track.
Mhm.
That says it all.
No, we used to have 3 Malaysian teams. Yeah, Veteran, Lotus, and another one, Petronas. Yeah. Gather all the revenues and avenues together, you can actually form.
Asia, what happened to Asia? Asia doing well, but no talks at all to bring back Formula One.
They are actually trying to still recover from the pandemic. So
Come on,
for now, I think they still focus on recovery.
please.
But to be honest, Malaysia Airlines right now has a lot of money.
Yeah.
Currently, they have a lot of money. Khazanah is pumping a lot of capital. So you are right, though. If they can sponsor Manchester United, I mean, all of football team, I think it's Manchester United. Definitely, they
Yeah. Liverpool, yes.
Yeah.
Legends tour.
Yeah, I think Malaysia Airlines should be there as well. Maybe not as a title sponsor.
Sponsored Singapore, Qantas sponsored Melbourne, Etihad as well.
Yeah. Qatar Airways, Emirates.
But to be fair, they are another level, those airlines. But yeah, you are right. I think they can be maybe not a title sponsor, but part of the sponsorship.
You don't have to, be 100% sponsor. We have other GLCs as well that can pump in. So it can be done. Like why are we pushing this? Because Malaysia is a motorized cultured country. People in Malaysia, they love their cars. They love their bikes.
Yeah.
So Formula One is part of Malaysia. Because it was there when Formula One was coming slowly on top.
Yeah.
And even now with the social media and like what you said, all the drama, DTS and stuff like that, Formula One is a different level.
Yeah. We were there before all the Middle East, even before Shanghai, even before Singapore.
Now
we were the second Asian country to actually host Formula One. Yeah.
after Japan, right? Yeah. Something to be proud of.
All the F1 fans, all the people who've been involved in F1 want the track back.
Yeah.
Many of them.
Many of them. Yeah.
Should to host, to re-host. Yes. So NIO, again, what are you doing? Is it like 226 million ringgit?
We have more than that available.
You guys know how much they pay Petronas, right?
They are sponsoring 70%, out of their total budget. So you can imagine how much it is. Yes, US dollars.
Yeah.
And all the royalties that they get and the revenues they get every year.
It's unimaginable. Petronas staff are getting a lot of benefits from Mercedes as well. And I know because I used to work with Mercedes-Benz Malaysia before. So, yeah, MBM. So, they will get, for higher ranks, they will get free cars. But to purchase, they will get a lot of discount.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, I would say in terms of partnership, probably this is one of the best partnership in history of oil and gas company and automotive company. Yeah, Mercedes and Petronas.
Mercedes is a highly respectable manufacturer. One of the top
luxury model
in the world,
the world. True. They've been in BMW so many years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so for that, do consider that. Hope mid 2026 we'll see a bit of it.
Fingers crossed.
High car races.
Yeah.
We don't want F1 International Circuit to be a white on the
and less street circuit piece. Maintain the iconic one. Just
OG is the best.
So guys, our episode will come just before the Shanghai GP next week. Haziq, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. To you for coming.
It's such an honor.
Appreciate
that.
So if you guys do enjoy our episode, do like, subscribe, and comment down below.
So Chinese GP, we're gonna give away a McLaren, Mercedes. It was actually one of the followers requested they want Mercedes, but this is more expensive than Mercedes. Yeah, by the way, take note. It's a test car. A rare test car from One Pablo Montoya.
On Pablo Montoya.
Yeah. So stay tuned. That is your next giveaway.
Alright, guys, that's all from us. Thank you very much. And Selamat Hari Raya.
Selamat Hari Raya.
Mana lemang, bro?
So they can buy more diecast.